I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, you need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house. They'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions.
It's a Friday. This is the 5th day of July, and it's time for Home Repairs and Solutions with Mark and Mary. Brought to you by Spring Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Amanda dealer. And this morning, here's your host, Mary Pearson, and Mark is not here today.
No, he's not here today, but I did speak with him earlier today. And he was supposed to be at Starvey Creek, so he really wasn't going to be here anyway. Mm-hmm. But he had a little bit of a health issue this weekend, and he got that taken care of. So maybe he's listening this morning. If he
and
is,
we first wish Mark the best.
Yes, we do. I was going to say, if he's listening this morning, we miss you. I always miss you when you're not here, and I hope that you recover soon. And he told me he'd be back next Friday.
That's why I like to introduce as with Mark and Mary. Then you tell that Mark isn't here today. It's just Mary Pearson.
Yep. Just me today hosting the show, but that's okay. I'm not here alone. I have a great guest today. And, before we get started, I do want to give out some numbers, Dan, because the guest I have on today can answer lots of questions with an activity that I'm sure lots of people are going to be doing this weekend. So let me give out our numbers here at the station. You can call us here at 862-9977 or 1-800-375-0056. Mark's not here, so we don't have texting available today, but give us a call. And my guest today is Mark with Outdoor Home. So welcome to the show, Mark.
Good morning, Mary.
It's great to have you here. I'm sure there's going to be lots of folks grilling and barbecuing and doing lots of outdoor activities this weekend.
I hope so.
I would imagine so. And if they are needing some help with that, Outdoor Home would be the place they would need to go to get some assistance with whatever they are doing this weekend.
We've got a good crew that can help them with any questions that they might have. And, of course, we've got all the supplies that are necessary to do that.
And you guys are open today and tomorrow.
That's correct.
At regular hours, so you're open until 6 today, is that correct?
That's correct.
And
10 in the morning till 6.
And is that the same tomorrow as well?
It will be.
Okay, 10 to 6. So everyone out there that's having family and friends over and you're going to barbecue and all that, maybe someone wants to do that and they don't even have a grill. You can help them with that as well.
We can. One of the big things that we carry, of course, and it's gained a lot of popularity over the last several years, but that's that big green egg.
Yes.
So, we're always having a lot of fun with that. We'll probably have ours going in the parking lot tomorrow, too. We'll be able to cook a few things up and show people a little bit about it.
And not everybody knows what a big green egg is. We sort of assume what it is, but tell us exactly, what is a big green egg?
A big green egg, that's a ceramic cooker that's pretty doggone impressive. The big green egg is actually a product of a manufacturer called Dow Corning. And they made a material for NASA back a few years ago that was called corduroy. Green egg's been around since the early 70s, and a lot of people aren't familiar with that. But here in the Ozarks, Bev and R.D. Schmitz, the owners of Outdoor Home, brought it to our area about 15 years ago, and it is our number one selling product. But you've got a ceramic that's a grill that was built for expansion contraction. It's capable of withstanding temperatures up to 1,700 degrees and then turning around and hitting it with ice water. So, if you did that with a flower pot, it would explode. So it's a real good ceramics that holds all the moisture into your food and does a wonderful job of either grilling or smoking. At home, I even use it to bake with.
Yeah, I have done that before. You can put a pan of biscuits in there or whatever and you cook your breakfast out there. And the big green egg is one of my favorite things to cook on. I just love that thing. And we actually have the extra large now, which is great for when you have big parties and lots of people over. You can cook a whole meal on one of those.
Mary, this winter they're coming out with a new extra large that's called an extra large.
Good grief.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how big that will be.
Yeah, that's 1.5 times the size of an extra large.
Wow.
So it'll weigh in at about 400 pounds. And it'll be available late fall this year under a limited special edition type thing.
I see.
During the winter going into next spring, it'll be available for anybody that's thinking about maybe opening a restaurant or
no kidding,
or whatever they might need.
Yeah, or unless if you have a very large family.
Yeah,
I would say.
Or entertain a lot.
Sure. One of the things that I learned about getting a big green egg, and some people are a little bit intimidated by them, but there is a little bit of a learning curve with
just
those,
a little, yeah.
But not much. And one of the things we did is we just kind of like played with ours for a little bit. But once you figure it out, how to adjust your temperatures and all that, they are just amazing.
Well, your fuel source on those things are charcoal, and we use a type of charcoal that's called lump. Lump charcoal is just pre-burnt wood. So you don't have any of the carcinogen factors that you have from briquettes and lighter fluids and all this type of stuff that you typically would associate with charcoal. But the charcoal in this case is just the fuel. And the fuel, if you've ever worked with any type of a kettle or any type of a drafting grill where you've drafted maybe a side smoker style box, then you know how to run an egg. I mean, if you've had a little experience with any of that, then you'll have an egg, cooking pretty quick. But the benefit that you get from that green egg is that moisture content, and it's very impressive. And what happens again is that the ceramics, that's what holds the heat. So your charcoal's fuel, the burning fuel, makes a temperature. The ceramics absorbs that temperature, and it's actually the radiant heat off the ceramics that does the cooking. And that's what makes it so impressive. You get real even heat distribution. I find that I can bake a better biscuit or a pizza in my egg than I can out of my home stove. It really works under the principle of convection, so you have moving air. So we're familiar with convection ovens that would be for the inside and either gas or electricity. Well, here it is, charcoal form that you're using outdoors. So it's very impressive.
One of the other things I like about it is the fact that before we had a big green egg and we had a regular charcoal grill, and you put that charcoal lighter and stuff on there to get it going and all that, if you don't let that burn long enough, sometimes I could taste a little bit of that on the food.
That's what I was talking about, that
so
carcinogenic
I'm probably pretty sure that's probably not the best thing to be eating.
Absolutely.
So you don't have any of those issues with the big green egg, and all you get is the good flavor of the food. And you're talking about the moisture content, and one of the things that really impressed me when we first started using one, and we bought ours when they first went to business, so we've had ours for about as long as Outdoor Homes has been here in Springfield, is the moisture content. And the way you can test that is with pork. You can dry out pork pretty quickly. And so we even had this happen with, we were at our neighbors one time, and they had been cooking some things on the egg, and some of our other neighbors came over, and they had some pork chops, some bone-in pork chops, and we were like, well, we'll just throw them on there, and we'll just cook them. And we started eating the other meal. We put those on and kind of forgot about them. And they were like, uh-oh, we forgot about those pork chops. I said, they're going to be fine. I said, just go ahead and get them off of there. And they just knew that they'd just be cooked to death. They were very moist, very flavorful, and they were really surprised that those pork chops didn't get completely dried out in that egg.
Chicken breast, you take a boneless, skinless chicken breast. You wouldn't get me to eat one off of a grill. You couldn't marinate it.
Yeah, they're too dry.
Yeah. But on my egg, I tend to cook up several in advance, and I'll freeze some of them, pop them out of the microwave, and mix them with salads or
different things.
Yeah, you betcha.
Sure. But that's one thing I do really like about the egg, is that all of your meats and everything that come off of there are just really moist and delicious and tender.
That's correct. That's correct. And we've got more than just the green egg. We carry a full line of Weber products, charcoal grills, all the way up to the top of their gas lines. Summit. We carry built-in grills from Napoleon. If you're considering doing an outdoor kitchen or something like that, we can help you with any of the appliances, from refrigeration to beverage centers, kegerators, ice makers. Of course, we have the wide variety of grills from Napoleon, Alfresco. One of my favorites is a company called MHP, Modern Home Products. They're actually the guys that invented the gas grill. And we carry their full line of products, and from ProFire, which is their upper end, down to a small little guy called a Junior, which would work on anybody's back deck or backyard.
One of the things about, and your store here in Springfield is located at, is it
3107 East Chestnut Expressway.
Yeah.
We have a second location that we opened up 3 years ago down in Nixa, Missouri. It's on the south side of Nixa. It's at 404 South Massey Boulevard. So we've got 2 stores, and we carry, again, grills. We carry all the goodies that go with grilling, from the fuels to the appliances and the tools you might need, smoking woods. We have, at our Springfield store, we even have a bulk rack where you can come in and get pellets or chips or chunks. We even sell logs for the guys that are trying to feed those side smokers. We carry side smokers from companies like Yoder, lifetime warranted, built by the Amish out in Kansas. A wide variety of products. We also do furniture, umbrellas, outdoor lighting, outdoor area rugs. So we can help somebody with anything that they would need for outdoor entertaining or for that back patio or custom kitchen.
Well, your one store here on East Chestnut Expressway, you're a neighbor. Just
yes,
about a block or so away.
Right across the street.
radio station.
Almost walked
across the street.
Yeah.
One of the things that is really neat about, if you haven't been to the store here in Springfield, you need to go in and just look around, because there is so many things you have available to create an outdoor kitchen specific to your needs now. Used to it was just a grill or a smoker, but now you have all kinds of islands to put those things in. You have wooden tables, you have whatever your space size is, you have products to accommodate that, and they can design. It's kind of like designing the kitchen in your home. You can pick and choose, and you can go with, you can draw out if you're going to put on a patio or a deck, or you can draw out your size, bring it in. This is how big my deck is. This is how big my patio is. This is what I want to do, and you guys will come. Will even help them design something that will work for them within their budget. You go in with a budget. I have this much money, however much it is you have to spend, and they'll work with you, show you. And the other thing I like is you have a lot of stuff in there. I'm one of those people that, it's one thing to look at in a catalog. It's another thing to be able to touch it, feel it, sit on it, that type of thing. And you have a lot of product in the store in Springfield that people can come in and view. And
at both stores, we'll keep samplings on the floor from all 5 of the major manufacturers of furniture that we deal with. We have products at both stores from all the grills. So if you don't see it in front of you, we can, of course, order something in. But
sure.
And we work with a lot of folks with custom fabrics, color coordinations of those fabrics, to really, set that part up. We'll work with contractors and architects and interior designers that are maybe working with clients. We work with everybody to, try to establish an answer for or a way to get that customer their finished product, what they're dreaming about.
Yeah, there's all kinds of. What I like about it is you can also fit just about any kind of style of home, so that you can make your outdoor area complement what your home looks like on the outside or the inside. So you're not having to put in a bunch of stainless steel or something like that outside if your home is maybe a ranch Western style or something. You've got all kinds of finishes as far as the countertops and the cabinets and things that people can come in and look at. Do you still have some of your outdoor fireplaces?
We do. Fire pits over the last few years have become real popular as a way to entertain and also provide a little heat in the early spring and the late fall. We carry wood-burning fireplaces, fire pits. We also do gas ones that could be used up on patios and things like that, decks and things that you wouldn't want to have maybe a roaring fire.
Sure.
We can work with gas units that are very impressive. They'll put out as much heat as a grill, but at the same time be as easy to change out tanks or be something that you can do plumbing with, where a plumber can come in and help you get that hooked up where you can just hit a switch and not have to worry about moving tanks and stuff around.
That would be my vote. I would like to just hit the switch, but
Mary, a while ago you mentioned something about outdoor kitchens. We've got a new line of cabinetry that we're carrying called Challenger. And again, whenever we can, we try to work with American-made companies. And Challenger is a Amish company, again, that's I'm not sure right off the bat where they're from. I know it's somewhere in the Midwest here, but it's probably closer to the Great Lake areas. But anyway, they do a really neat job on custom outdoor cabinetry. They have boat locking systems, and they're completely sealed. So, and the materials are made out of aluminum, and the interiors would be 304 stainless, and they have textured paint and various colors that they work in. But we have a neat little setup at our Springfield store where we have some of that cabinetry, where you can kind of see the different sizes and the doors and the drawers and the quality of what's made there. We've got that set up with a granite top and stuff on it, and we've got a built-in grill, and we've got a built-in big green egg, and we even have burners and stuff set up on it, just about like you'd have in a kitchen inside the home. Only something that would be planned for your outdoors, and be no maintenance.
One of the things that we put in when we did our kitchen was we already had the egg, but we did put in a Napoleon grill, and then we also put in an infrared burner. And that infrared burner is really a neat addition to what we do sometimes. And what I like to do with it is get that infrared burner really hot, and I sear my steak or I sear my piece of chicken or whatever for just a minute or so, and then finish it on the egg. And you can cut it with a fork like butter. It is so good. And all the juices and all that stuff stays inside that piece of meat. And it's just a fun thing to cook on.
Yeah.
It's just fun to play with.
We can put vats of hot water in, or water or
yes.
oil. I mean, you could fry a turkey out on something like that. You could boil up some lobsters or just whatever you got going on.
Crab legs. We did crab legs one time. The other thing that you can do that's kind of fun if you have grandkids or something is you can set your pot of water on there, and in the morning they can make their own omelets.
Yeah.
And, like the Ziploc bag omelets and all that type of thing. And so you can do all that stuff outside, and the kids like to do that, and it's fun. And you've got all that stuff outside, and you don't have a mess in your house. And you let the kids participate and do their own thing, and it's just fun.
It becomes a family event.
It does.
It does.
It really does. And so whenever you have a kitchen or a place like that where you can cook as a family outside, that's kind of neat. Then when we're done, it's real easy cleanup. I think the cabinets you're talking about, I believe, is what we have. And they are really nice. They are really nice cabinets, and they all seal, and the doors do. So I keep things out there all the time, year round. I keep the pots and pans that I use out there, some of the drawers that we have. I keep all of my grilling tools out there. I keep salt and pepper out there, some of the spices. It's just like you said, it's almost like having what you have inside outside.
Second kitchen.
It makes it really easy, and you don't have to carry a bunch of stuff in and out. It gives you tons of storage space. It works really, really well. So we really enjoy ours a lot. The other thing that you guys have a lot of is a lot of different spices and things like that. Barbecue sauces, all kinds of things, cookbooks, anything at all you would need or want to do your outdoor cooking.
We do.
One of my two of my favorite spices, and I've tried some other ones, is the steak and roast rub. I keep that, and you can use that on so many different things, even on vegetables. We talked about that a little bit before the show. And the big green egg seasoning. I always have those two on stock.
I don't know how many rubs and spices we have, but again,
a lot.
We bring them in from all over the country, and a lot of them are contest winners. Last year, we had the Rock and Ribs celebration here in the area, and then there was the Sonoma sponsored barbecue competition, and the winner of the sauce for that competition, we carry that. We've got the American Royal winner from 2011. We've got carry their sauces, so I mean we're always testing that stuff ourselves, and when we have the opportunity to share it with others, we can, so if you need an idea, on a good rub or a good sauce, come in and talk to our staff. We'll talk a little bit about what you're doing, and maybe offer some good ideas if you're a little needing a little more information about it. We've tried to train everybody in there so that they know the products that we sell and how they can be used, and we're always sharing recipes and stuff. You can go to our website at outdoorhome.com, and we have the recipe of the month for the last 9 years.
Yes.
on there. You know, and so many of those are actually where the customers have come in and shared their recipes for things with us. You know, and we might try it out there at the store on a Saturday morning, and if we like it, hey, it hits the website. You know, so it's a lot of fun.
That is one of the things I noticed here on your website, and it's just up here and it shows a big green egg and it says original recipes, and so that is a neat place to go and get some recipes, especially if you're just looking for things you can try, different things, and maybe you're not used to cooking on the egg. A lot of people don't really think about that maybe as some place to go and bake, but like we were talking about earlier, you can bake different things on there. You can make pies. You can bake biscuits for in the morning. One of my favorite things to cook outside is breakfast.
Mine
I like
too.
to cook. I like to cook breakfast outside. All the neighbors like when I cook breakfast outside too.
You know, a common thing in my house is that we'll light the egg up first thing in the morning and fix breakfast. And breakfast, you know, we can whip out some sausage and we'll just grill that sausage, and then we'll plop in a little device called a plate setter into the egg, which allows us to cook indirect. And then we'll put the biscuits and stuff out there. So we'll have biscuits and sausage, you know, just real quick. And without any of the mess. We don't have the heat in the house from the oven being on in the summertime. I know that affects a lot of folks. But, you know, and we'll just turn the egg way down and fire, you know, just kind of increase the oxygen when it gets around lunchtime, you know, and put something else on, you know, and,
Sure.
and often third time in the evening. You know, so that egg will run all day long, and it's rare that I even have to put in any fuel. You know,
I assume there are different sizes of the green egg. What's the price range from what to what? Can you speak in general about the green egg?
Sure. You know, right now there's 5 different sizes that are readily available, and they start off with a mini, which would actually be used maybe in a camping type situation. You're not going to be able to cook indirect on it, but you could still do a nice steak, maybe about 4 hamburgers. You know, so and it's a tabletop unit. Then there's a small, medium, large, and of course Mary's got an extra large. You know, these grills are going to range anywhere from around the $400 area up to about $1,200. It kind of depends. Our best-selling size is a large. Large has about an 18-inch diameter, cooking great on it, but the dome space is what really, you know, if you've ever seen these styles of cookers, they've got a dome to the top of them, and each time you go up in a size, that dome space doubles. So, for instance, in a large egg, some of your capacities would include, well, you could do 5 whole chickens if you put them on vertical setters.
Wow, that's
do
a
like
lot.
a beer,
Yeah, a lot.
beer can.
Turkeys.
You could do a 26-pound turkey in a large egg.
Easily, yeah.
But you know, as a grilling surface, you know, I mean, you'll get maybe 6 good-sized porterhouses on it. You know, you could do 1 good-sized pizza. You know, that'd be about a 12-inch pizza if you have all your baking stones and some of the accessories. So they offer a lot of capacity, but when you go smaller than that, you know, it's going to be for maybe that empty nest couple that doesn't need a great big, doesn't do a lot of entertaining. Yet on the other end, Mary, you know, I mean, that's usually the one she has. We recommend for a family of 8 to 10. You know, so that would be or somebody that does that.
You can put a lot of food on there.
And once you buy one, you will use it a lot, I assume.
Well, and you got to figure it's the last grill you're ever going to buy.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lifetime warranty on the ceramics. The ceramics are going to last really forever. Your metal componentry has a 5-year warranty on it, and nothing there is really that expensive as compared to a gas grill where you might have to replace burners or flavorizer bars or cooking grates. A green egg's going to have a stainless steel cooking grate that's made of 304. It's actually more nickel than it is steel. So you can use anything to clean it. It's not going to rust on you. But I think the most expensive replacement component that I can think of is probably like a thermometer, and it runs about $30. You know, so I mean,
sounds like something I may want to buy.
I think that you should. I think you should go tomorrow and see how it works, and then you will want one.
All I got to do is just go across the street.
Yeah, we can talk about that here on the second half of the show. Looks like we need to take a break, so thanks for being with us. But come back, we'll have some more great information for you.
News Network. Investigators are still looking for the cause of a fire that destroyed a home in Kimberling City. It happened on Deer Park Circle. First units on the scene found the home fully engulfed in flames. No one was in the home at the time. One firefighter had to be treated at the scene for heat-related issues. One man is dead and another seriously injured in an ATV crash in rural Pulaski County. 25-year-old Timothy Panzar of St. Robert died, and 33-year-old Eric Colbo of Fort Leonard Wood was seriously hurt when the ATV they were riding in went airborne, hit a tree, and plunged into the Big Piney River off Hartford Road north of Highway 28. And 2 Ozarks beaches remain closed over the 4th of July weekend due to water quality issues. Grand Glaze Beach on Lake of the Ozarks and Harry S. Truman Beach in Warsaw have been closed for several weeks due to high bacteria levels. For the Ozarks News Network, I'm Arlen Summers.
Welcome to the land of opportunity. Welcome to the new Web.com Tour, the path to the PGA Tour. This is where greatness begins and dreams are realized. But to make it to the next level, they'll have to prove themselves. On the path to the PGA Tour, the Web.com Tour.
With will and skill, dreams are fulfilled at the 24th Annual Price Cutter Charity Championship presented by Dr. Pepper, August 8th through the 11th at Highland Springs Country Club.
The Royals battle the A's at the K starting at 7:10 Friday with Buck Night and Summer Fireworks presented by Hy-Vee and Pepsi. Saturday at 1:10, it's our annual salute to the Kansas City A's with a Charlie O t-shirt presented by Fox Sports Kansas City to the first 10,000 fans. Family Fun Day Sunday game time is 1:10 with Radio Disney before the game and a Sprint Fun Run for the kids after. Don't forget your tickets at Royals.com, 1-800-6-ROYALS or Hy-Vee. The Kansas City Royals come to play.
It's here. The Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to our station website, newstalk560.com, and click on Big Deals. Here you'll find dozens and dozens of gift certificates from places like CNC Farm and Home, El Puente, Good Old Billiards, and Frida's Uptown Cafe. You can shop and buy 24 hours a day and save a ton of money in the process. But you better hurry. You'll never know how long each deal will last.
Bring your lawn chairs and blankets and join us Sunday, July 14th at 7 p.m. for the Jane A. Meyer Summer Carillon Concert Series on the grounds of Missouri State University's Meyer Library. This month's concert features one of the preeminent carillonneurs in North America, Carl Keldermans. Refreshments will be served throughout the concert. Tours of the Carillon will be held following the concert. For more information, call the Missouri State University Music Department at 836-5648.
Partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in spots late in the afternoon into the evening, high of 86. Partly cloudy skies later tonight, low 65. Then tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 87. And a low tomorrow night of 67. Sunday will be mostly sunny and humid with a high 92. Then a thunderstorm possible Monday, high 93. I'm AccuWeather's Kevin Snyder.
Well, I went down to the hardware store to see my old friend Bob. I said my roof it leaks, my rug's a mess, and my front door needs a new knob. I got squirrels in my attic, I got bats in my head. Well, Bob just leaned over the counter and he shook his head and said, "You need home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions. They'll fix your windows, they'll fix your house, they'll even tell you how to get rid of a mouse. Home repairs and solutions."
You're listening to Home Repairs and Solutions, brought to you by Spring Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning, your local Amanda dealer. And today, here's your host, Mary Pearson, and her special guest.
Welcome
talking
back,
about the
everyone.
big green
yes,
eggs.
yes, we are.
Wonderful.
Something that I wanted to mention is if we have anyone out there listening that might be having an issue with their grill, regardless of whether it's gas, charcoal, whether it's a big green egg or anything, if you have any questions about it, if you want to know what kind of maintenance you need to do, or if you're just having a operational issue that you can't figure out, give us a call. Mark here is pretty much an expert on all of those items and can answer your questions and help you over the phone. And once again, our number here is 862-9977 or 1-800-375-0056. And so you can go ahead and get your questions answered on the show today if you have some, and then you'll be ready to go the rest of the weekend with your cooking. One of the things that I was going to ask you about was when you do your demonstrations on Saturday, what does that involve? Do you cook different kinds of meat, or do you have different? Is it mostly just on the egg that you demonstrate the egg?
It is primarily,
okay.
Because that egg is so impressive. Personally, back about 5 years ago when I first went to work for Outdoor Home, I owned a gas grill. I had a charcoal grill because you can't barbecue a chicken on a gas grill.
Mm-hmm.
You can grill one, you can do various things, but you can't barbecue it. I'm from Kansas City, and we barbecue up in Kansas City, and it's different from wherever you are in the world. In the country, you'll have different types of barbecue. And then I also had a bullet smoker. When I bought my green egg, I had a big garage sale afterwards too, because I got rid of all that, and the green egg's the only thing that I have. That it takes about 12 minutes from nothing to have a green egg at about 300 degrees, like clockwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get that temperature up to where you want to cook, you can stabilize it. Going into the 4th of July holiday yesterday, I put a pork butt on Wednesday night before I went to bed. And I slept all night. I didn't touch it. I didn't do anything to it. Got up about 8 o'clock the next morning, looked at it, and I was sitting at 170 degrees internal temp. And I wanted to take it all the way up to about 200 to make it really tender, that low and slow aspect of barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I finally hit my target temp, and finally took the piece of meat off. And we're sharing that with the staff today, as a matter of fact, for lunch.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's...
you can cook in your sleep.
Cook in your sleep. Cooked all night long. And the interesting thing, Mary, it was just a large size egg. That's the size I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that one that we sell the most of. And I put a 5-pound piece of meat on that, and it cooked all night. And I used less than a quarter bed of charcoal. So I used approximately 2 pounds of charcoal to cook for 10 hours at 225 degrees.
Yeah.
And that is just amazing to me. And again, it all goes to what the material that particular product's made out of. And that corderite material, it's the same exact stuff that they use on the space shuttle that keeps it from burning up in re-entry. Those tiles, that's what a green egg is made out of. Now, there's a lot of companies out there that are imitating that right now, because they all want a little piece of green egg's pie.
Sure.
But green egg is the one that has that, and they've got... they've secured rights to that material through Dow Corning, and so it is the original green egg,
right?
And it'll always be the one that'll offer the most accessories and everything. And of course, with Outdoor Home, we carry every accessory that's manufactured for.
And there are a lot of accessories, a lot of accessories
in our Weber line. If you wanted a Weber specialized accessory, we probably have it in stock. With Big Green Egg, we do the same thing.
So you're kind of talking about some of your different products. What are some new products that you have in the store? Maybe someone hasn't been in the store for a couple years because they've got an egg and different things, or maybe they just come in and buy, like what I do. I come in and buy charcoal and the spices I want, and I don't really spend a lot of time looking around. But what do you have new in the store that someone might want to come in and check out and look at?
One of our newest products and probably most innovative is a system called Soundcast. It's actually an outdoor cordless speaker system that is doggone impressive.
Really?
To take a look at it, you could go to our website at outdoorhome.com. And that Soundcast system, they actually have about 3 different models of it. But if you're looking for excellent quality sound and a sound system to use outdoors, you want portability, because maybe you want to take it out to the campsite or take it down to the beach or use it on the boat as well. You could absolutely do that with this system. It uses a transmitter that'll work off of an iPod or even an iPhone. You can hook it off your home stereo, your home television, just whatever, and it'll actually do a high definition broadcast out to the unit, which has its own internal battery. The large unit, you can have it at full blast, as much sound as you can get out of it for 10 hours before you'd run that battery down. And it even has indirect LED lighting, and it's really, really impressive. The system is completely a round sound system. So if you put it in the center of the place that you're trying to deal with, for sound, it'll sound good no matter where you are in that area. Uses 3 amplifiers, has a bass that you can feel through the concrete when you crank it up. So I would compare it to a lot of those other companies out there that specialize in higher-end sound systems. Only this one's completely portable, and you could use it indoors, you can use it outdoors. it can sit out in light rain, and that's not going to hurt it. It's very impressive.
A lot of this, a lot of stuff is going wireless, and that's just pretty impressive to me that you can have something like that that's wireless.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a neat little deal. I'll put the little cradle that does the transmission out to the device. I'll put my my iPhone on and hook it onto a thing called Pandora, where I can listen to music, just in any style that I want, and yeah, it's amazing.
That does sound neat. We spend so much time outside, outside entertaining. A lot of times you want to have music and stuff like that. And so that sounds like that would be the ideal thing, because then you don't have to run wires. You don't have to plug stuff in here and there and extension cords and all this other kind of stuff if you get involved with that sometimes, if you've got something big going on. So that sounds like a neat product. What's this? I'm looking on your website. What is this 2-in-1 wood-fired smoker and oven thing? What is that?
Oh, that's a new product as well. That's actually
that's
outdoor
really cool
oven.
Looking.
Yeah, that's an outdoor oven. It's a cast iron. The name of the manufacturer, can you see it there? Fornetto Pizza Ovens.
Mm-hmm.
So what you have, is an actual oven that's wood fired. So it runs on wood logs.
So does the wood go in the bottom?
It does.
Okay.
It does, and then you have a cooking chamber above that, the fire chamber. And it looks a lot like what you'd have with an old wood oven, only it has a little stand and it comes with everything that you need. But you can smoke with that.
It's even got a smokestack.
Yeah, and that's how you control your temperature. So that's your draft aspect. But,
okay.
You can go to our website again at outdoorhome.com and you can view that product. But we can actually bake cookies and things in that using wood as our fire source,
mm-hmm.
or we can open up and allow that wood smoke to go into the cooking chamber where we can smoke with it as well. Real neat little new product that we're all real excited about, and we've had that one fired up a few times on a Saturday already too.
Have you?
So,
did those come in different sizes as well? Or?
They do not. They do
okay.
not. They're one size, but you can easily do about a 16-inch pizza, and it actually has shelving racks in it, just like you'd have with a conventional oven indoors. It's just that it's wood fired and you use it outdoors.
One of the best pizzas I ever had was on something like this, where even on the Big Green Egg, it makes all the difference in the world. I've even went to the place where you can go and they pre-make them and then you take them home and bake them. And I bought those before and put those on the egg and cooked them on the egg. They taste totally different than if you put them in the oven in the house.
Absolutely.
And the crust and everything, it just has that really neat wood fired flavor.
Well, in this country, we've kind of gotten away from the old ways, But
mm-hmm.
if you went to France or you go to Italy and you go to the little neighborhood bakery, those are wood-fired ceramic ovens.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're fireplace brick, this type of thing. But a green egg in reality is a wood-fired ceramic oven.
That's true. That's
when
true.
You're using it as an oven, So at home, I'll do artisan breads. I'll take recipes that are Italian-based breads or French-based breads, and I've got a couple of accessories for my egg that allow me to convert it to a convection oven,
mm-hmm.
and I have a baking stone that I'll put on top of it. But I'll let my bread machine inside the house do the mixing.
Right.
Because I'm not going to be the guy sitting there doing all that hard work, But I'll just take that raw dough, cornmeal the surface of my stone, and go out there and bake that right in my egg. So I do little artisan breads all the time.
And it gives it that kind of harder crust, but the softer center. I love those kind of breads.
Absolutely.
Those are just so good. And, those are a little more readily available in stores than they used to be, but still there's nothing like baking that and having it come off and have it hot and freshly baked. That is just the best.
On our Saturday cooks out at the store, a lot of times we'll do something called beer bread. We've all had beer bread once
mm-hmm.
or twice, but a simple recipe that requires 3 ingredients, and one of them, of course, is beer and flour, mm-hmm. and I think it uses baking powder. But and that's a popular one with the kids. Everybody likes the beer bread when we take it off the grill.
Yeah. Now, when you do this on Saturday, say people are out running around tomorrow and they would just want to come by and check this out. What time do you start cooking on that when you open the store? Do you start cooking and then it's probably not ready for a little while.
A little while. Typically around 9:30 in the morning, we're there. We don't open the store until 10 o'clock. But if somebody wanted to come a little early and see the process of what it takes to light up an egg or whatever, you bet. Come on in. We're glad to have you. We'll open the door even if you are standing outside for just a moment. But
people would be really surprised how easy it is to get a big green egg going. That charcoal and stuff, it is so easy to light and get going. And actually, like I said, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but you can really get an exact temperature.
Absolutely.
On there, and it's really easy control. And if you're cooking with a like a different type of grill, sometimes you really don't know the temperature of your coals if you don't have a way to manage that. And on some of these, like the grills we used to use before we had that big green egg, it was just kind of a by guess and by gosh kind of thing. And
hold your hand over the coals.
Exactly. Hold your hand over it.
Try to remember your Boy Scout training.
Yeah, squirt it with water and see how much it sizzles or whatever. I mean, all those old tricks and stuff. You don't need to do that with the egg. You can get an exact temperature on there. And so, like if you want to bake bread and you're supposed to bake it at say 350 degrees, you can get that at 350 degrees. So there's no wondering if it's going to be too hot or not hot enough or not done in the middle. It's going to come out perfect.
Well, the impressive thing is once you stabilize that temperature and you have it holding that particular temperature, it'll hold that till you run out of coal.
Yeah, it will.
And on a large size egg, I'll use my example of my pork butt that I was talking about. I held 2 1/4 for 10 hours. I used less than a quarter of the bed of charcoal that I started with. I could have easily held that 2 1/4 for 24 hours. But what do you cook for 24 hours?
That's true. That's true. I've never cooked anything that long.
No.
But yeah, I've cooked on mine for 10 or 12 hours or so. And brisket's another one that will come out just fabulous on the egg. It just will melt in your mouth.
We always go back to that egg because it is.
That is my favorite.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
Some of the other grills that we carry though, MHP, Modern Home Products. That's a gas grill, and for the guys that just want the convenience of going out and hitting a button, starting a fire. But an interesting thing about that particular manufacturer is they also use ceramics for heat distribution. And so it's a gas grill. You'll be able to get this gas grill about 100 degrees hotter than you can most gas grills because of the ceramics and the way that the ceramics works in it. But if you want to bake bread in a gas grill, you could actually do it on that.
That's true. I've actually baked biscuits in my gas grill before. If I'm cooking outside on my infrared, if I cook breakfast out on that, then sometimes it's just a little bit easier. I just turn my gas grill on and pop my biscuits in there. What I like about our Napoleon though is we have a rotisserie with ours, and if you like rotisserie chicken, I have never had one that tasted any better than what we put on that Napoleon. And rotisserie your own chicken, and I really like big green egg seasoning on my chicken, and you just kind of let that slow cook, and that rotisserie will rotate for you and all that.
Benefit you have from that is the self-basting.
Yes.
When you're using a rotisserie.
That's what I was going to say. It bastes itself, and that is going to be the juiciest, moistest chicken. And something else I've done with that is I take a foil pan and chop my vegetables, throw it in there, set it under the chicken, and so it bastes your vegetables and cooks them, and they're kind of crispy. So your chicken's done, your vegetables are done, it's all done at one time, and it is just fabulous. It's really, really good.
And it can be a lot of fun.
And it's a ton of fun.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a lot of fun.
Getting the family involved, with cooking, I think is I think some of your best chefs in the world will talk about, how they got started maybe with their mom or their dad, and out looking at that and doing that. So enjoy it, have fun.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. If you're not having fun, you're doing something wrong, because it is a lot of fun to cook like that, and invite the neighbors. I know that when we moved to the lake, we were the only ones down there that had a big green egg. Well, they're getting more prevalent down there now because once you eat something that's been cooked on a big green egg, you just about have to have one.
Well, you don't hear a lot of advertising.
No, it's mostly word of mouth, I believe, and people trying it and getting to taste it. So
yeah.
And you are, before we run out of time here, I do want to talk about your Egg Fest you're going to have here in Springfield in September. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's inspired by the National Egg Fest that they do every year in Atlanta, Georgia, which is the base company for Big Green Egg. It's a little suburb area there in Atlanta. And locally here, over the last several years, we've been doing Egg Fest. And we've had a lot of fun with it. This upcoming event will be the last Saturday in September. And it's a case where our customers come in and they do the cooking. What we do is we sell an egg, in advance, so the person that bought that egg is going to get a little bit of a deal on it, because they're going to be used that day of the event, and so therefore they're buying a used egg.
Right.
Okay. But during that day, somebody's going to come in and use that egg to fix what they like to do at home on their egg, and then they share these recipes with other enthusiasts that are also doing the same thing. We open that up to the public. And it does, I'm not sure what the cost is. You could find out more about that again on our website. But if you want to volunteer to cook, you're welcome to come in and register as a cook. You'll get a goodie bag. We supply the egg. We'll supply the charcoal. All you need to do is bring the food and the recipe of what you're going to fix. Need to make a little bit of it, though, because you're going to have to share it with folks for pretty much that day.
Yeah.
The Shriners get involved with this on a local level.
I see that here on the website.
And this is kind of a way that we pay back the community, too. So it's a fun little event. It's a good cook-off. Last year we had 37 cooking teams. About 500 people showed up for the event. This year we're allowing 75 eggs for the event. So we're anticipating maybe about twice the crowd as well.
I'm sure. It looks like it's going to be September 28th from 9 to 4 right here in Springfield at 3107 East Chestnut Expressway. And it says all children 12 and under are free. And then it looks like the Christian County Sertoma is going to host a kids zone as well.
Yeah.
So it looks like every year this just gets to be a little bit bigger and a little bit better. So that's something, to put on your calendar, and that's something you can look forward to. And then you can see, and then what's really going to be fun is I would imagine that you'll be able to taste a variety of things, because it's not like everyone has to cook a steak or everyone has to cook a chicken breast. They can come and cook whatever their favorite food is.
In the past, it's never been a competition. It's just been a fun event where egg enthusiasts could come out, share what they like to do on their egg, and share recipes with other people, and people could come in and learn, about the different ways to cook on an egg. But that's the impressive thing, is there'll be people making pizza. There'll be others that'll have started the night before that are doing maybe pork butter brisket.
Sure.
And then there's going to be other folks that are just making some really neat hors d'oeuvres and various things on those.
That's what I have not made hors d'oeuvres on my egg yet. I need to check more into that, because I like to do hors d'oeuvres and that type of thing, but I haven't done anything on the egg yet.
I'll have to teach you how to do a armadillo egg.
Okay, that sounds interesting. We'll talk about that after the show. Well, we've got a couple minutes left, so why don't you give out the locations of your stores again, and the phone numbers, if you have those with you as well, so people, they can either call or they can stop by and get assistance this weekend for whatever they're looking for.
Well, we have two locations again. We're located on 3107 East Chestnut Expressway, and that's right across from the radio station here almost. And then we have a second location in Nix, Missouri, which is at 404 South Massey Boulevard. Phone numbers. The phone number at the Massey store or at the Nixa store on Massey is 761-7611. And our local number here in Springfield absolutely just slipped my mind. I do not.
I believe it's 869
0174. 0174. That's correct.
So that's the Springfield number. So yeah, I know there's a lot of stuff going on. Great weather this weekend for outdoor grilling too.
Absolutely.
Perfect weather.
You
can go outside and grill and not be 100 degrees outside. So, well, Mark, thanks again for coming.
Thanks,
you are have so much information, and you're so informative as to what all you have. But I know you have so many products; it's hard to get through everything on this show. So I would just invite people to stop in one of those locations, talk to some of the friendly folks who work there. They'll be glad to help you out with whatever you need. And I hope that everyone has a safe and happy 4th of July weekend.
Get well soon, Mark.
Yeah. Hi to Mark.
Hello to Mark, and we're thinking about you. Be back
We
next
are.
week.
We are. And you've been listening to Home Repairs and Solutions. We're heard every Friday morning from 10 to 11 right here on 560 KWTO.
Home repairs and solutions. Home repairs and solutions.